adjacent. Curses to you, Beard, for that last song. Beard was reminding people to squat and get low. So with 20 seconds to Derby, we are going to be watching the final game today, which is the Team Regional Victoria in white versus the Diamond Firetails in blue. I will go through the team list when I can. We've got Smack and Cheese in blue up against Cyclo in the white. Cheese getting lead. Cyclo not far behind. So we will see a couple of people who have already skated today, filling in for TRV, including the next jammer, Spider Monkey, fresh from their game with KCR. That jam was 2 apiece. And we have Furious D going up against Spider Monkey. Big hit from the pivot of TRV. I believe that is Kilbo filling in. Again, fresh from their game just before. Spider Monkey with lead. Trying to get their way out to pick up points, which they have done. Furious D is stuck in the TRV tripod. Another 4 points to Spider Monkey. And Furious D out on their initial. Directions to call it off. So Spider Monkey picked up another 1 point there, I believe. 2 points. 1 point. So TRV with a very early small lead, 11 points to 2. So while we have a official timeout going through the white team, TRV, we have 118 Kick, 142 Mama Mayhem, 172 Honeybee, 19 Cow Crusher, 222 Whammy, 333 Spider Monkey, 444 Maple Madness, 555 Cyclo, 68 Brabender, 77 Lady Killerton, and 91 Kilbo Baggins. And in the blue, we have 1234 Disgrace, 138 Dana Insana, 155 Power Runner, 16 Furious D, 22 Pipsqueak, 2222 Spider, 351 Watto, 42 Pepper Vendetta, 525 Ballabomber, 5555 Smackeron, 7 Jack Spite, 7777 Onion, 8008 Smack and Cheese, and 84 Eagle Jukes. On the line now we have Honeybee versus Pipsqueak. Honeybee picking up lead. Pipsqueak out on their initial.
Hi, what have I missed?
Not too much, but Honeybee there did not realise they had leaked. It was one of those recycle back, which meant that Pipsqueak managed to sneak a point in there. So that was a 0-1 jam. TRV 11, Firetails 3.
Love some close jammer on jammer action. I know Cyclo loves it too. She gets really excited with some jammer on jammer.
That was a good attempt at some jammer on jammer, but when the other jammer is ready for you, you can't quite take him by surprise. However, it did work to no one's advantage, really. In fact, I could almost put it as it worked to Cyclo's advantage because it was a 0-0 jam. We have Furious D up against Spider Monkey.
Yeah, I've already noticed that there's a couple of back-to-backs. Kilbo's playing as well.
Yeah, I've mentioned that.
Oh, good.
Okay, Spider Monkey is now on a power jam.
But, you know, the question remains, where do they have the energy? Where does it come from?
Spider Monkey picking up lead. And that looks like one of the Firetails has been sent to the penalty box. Jam getting called off. Was that 3 or 4 points? 4 points there for Spider Monkey. Icing Furious D in the penalty box.
And strategy.
And sending out Honeybee.
The strategy.
Strategy.
There's Honeybee to jam for Team Regional Victoria.
Picking up the lead. Furious D has returned to the track. I will apologise if I do say Daylesford. That was their previous derby name. And that's what I have been so used to calling them. So it's taken me a little moment to get used to the Furious D change.
We really do have the best seats in the house.
I also just noticed that we don't have one of the players on here.
That was an 8-point jam for TRV, putting them on 23. And Firetail sitting on 3. So we have Cyclo to jam once again for TRV. Cyclo looks familiar. They've already played today. PCR. As Judy Bench mentioned, we do have some double odds to make sure we make Derby safe. Does look like we have a power jam in favour of Team Regional Victoria. Cyclo pushing those Firetail blockers. getting through. So it's a
Okay, we are having a bit of a mic sharing situation going on, so getting nice and close on the commentary box. We have Pipsqueak out there on a power jam for the fire tags. I did not see what Spider Monkey got picked up for, but Pip with a lovely little spin at the top of the pack, managing to get out full lead. Picking up a couple of points there. Taking the score to 7 for the Firetails, 31 for Team Regional Victoria.
those two previous jams were, one team power jam, and then switcheroo for the other team. Everyone gets to experience power jam. Now we have honeybee jamming in the white for TRV, and smack and cheese in the blue for the Firetails. Smack and cheese does have lead. Smack and cheese pulling that one off. We'll take the points, thanks. As Honeybee makes it out for their initial. Team out. Time out to Team White. TRV taking the opportunity to reset. Have you been fixed?
I'm hoping this has been fixed up. Thank you,
Yes.
Beard.
Yeah.
Excellent, I am back on the air. While we are having this time out, let's go through our officials. We have, for the NSOs, I believe, OG as head NSO, Crystal, Rexy Whistledown, Disaster Chief, Buster Hammy, Shred Bundy, Muggles, Kilohertz, and Ali. Although I do believe there's been a bit of a change around, I'm not sure who is missing from that, but we do have Abby Normal on the scorekeeping, so not listed originally. And then for our skating officials, we've got Frankenherder, JR, Gary, Keller Curls, Beck, Corey, Slenderjan, and Maureen. And we're back into it with Cyclo heading up against Furious D. Cyclo out the front, Furious D getting held up there a bit by Kilbo Baggins, but is out on their initial.
Cyclo getting through the sea of blue there and picking up some points, calling that one off.
I do believe Furious D also picked up some points there, picking up 3, taking the score to 35 to 18. Okay, got the problem solved. In regards to commentary, we have the double Spider jam here. We have Spider picking up lead for the Firetails up against Spider Monkey for TRV.
Oh, right. So Spider and a Spider Monkey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. See that?
So
We just have the wrong numbers on our sheet?
yeah,
Okay.
thanks to PMS for giving me the update as to who it was. The Firetails are settling into their groove a little bit more there and picking up some points. Closing the gap. Just noticed that Ra from social media grind is still at it in the middle there, taking photos, making us all look glamorous. Appreciate you so much, Ra.
So we've got Honeybee jamming in the white for Team Regional Victoria and Pipsqueak jamming in the blue for the Firetails.
Big hit there from Kilbo, making Pipsqueak reset. However, on the flip side, poor Honeybee has been sent to the penalty box. Nice bit of waterfalling and reforming at the front. However, the experience of some of the skaters for the Firetails made sure that they held pack at the back to allow Pipsqueak to force their way out the front. Honeybee back out and engaging the pack. It looks like a blocker apiece are heading to the penalty box, as both Pow and Cow Crusher have picked up penalties. And an official timeout has been called as the track is needing some maintenance and love and attention. Good work there from KO and Corey and everyone else who has been taking care of the track. In the blue we have Smack and Cheese lining up against in the white Cyclo. I have a feeling I'm going to be saying Cyclo's name quite a bit. And once again we're going to have a little bit of jammer on jammer love and attention.
And that is a 4-off.
Managed to pick up 2 points in that floor off. Keeping TRV to 0 for that jam. It brings us within 5 points. So once again, we have the two spiders up against each other. And for fun and everything, for those who love a few numbered patterns, both spiders are wearing a lot of threes out there. We have a 3-3-3 and a 3-3-3-3. Spider Monkey picking up lead. And it looks like the pivot Jack Spite for Firetails has headed to the penalty box. Kilbo falling with style, thumbs up, all good. Both jammers are on scoring passes. This has been a very, very tight blocking for both teams. The tripods have just almost pulled the jammers to a complete standstill. We have had Beard point out that we have a lot of sevens in this jam as well. We have, in that jam, 2 blockers with 777, 1 blocker with a 7. We had our 2 jammers with 3s, both called Spider. It is the last game. I've been here for a very long time. I'm going to get confused.
The brains are no longer working.
Honeybee up against Furious D. Watto with the last person blocking at the front. Honeybee picking up lead. Furious D still in the pack. Pepper Vendetta there with the drawback for Firetails to slow Honeybee down. Star pass from Furious D to Watto. Smart tactic calling this one off. Watto, when she has a build-up of speed, comes in very, very quick and hits hard. TRV on 42 after picking up 2 points there. Diamond Firetails on 35. Pipsqueak with a beautiful spin around, picking up lead, but being very cautious as she wasn't quite certain about where her footing was. So went and reset, realised that Cyclo was about to hit the pack and called it off. Cheese picking up lead, up against Spider Monkey. Do feel like there's been a little bit of matching in regards to a couple of jammers. Whether to break up the 0-0 calls or try and see if someone is going to get out a little bit easier. Well, faster, I should say. Catch them down and all that kind of stuff. It is a 3-point game at the moment. We have Spider up against Honeybee. A few people hitting the ground. And we have a cue for the penalty box, it looks like. Pepper Vendetta went to serve and got sent back.
That is busy box.
And now we have 2 returning to the track. Honeybee out now on their initial. Still have 2 in the penalty box for Firetails. As while Pepper Vendetta was in queue, Bella Bomber picked up a penalty, saw there was a seat and went and sat down. That has actually tied the game. 42 apiece.
Yeah.
TRV putting up a brilliant fight at the moment for a team that doesn't get to train together very often and is often short in numbers. This is a fantastic fight from them. Cyclo going out, picking up lead for TRV. Out on their initial is Furious D. Cyclo picking up 4 points and calling it off.
So we've got TRV in the lead once more after those 4 points, with them on 46, and then Firetails on 42.
Battle of the Jammers there. Spider Monkey just picking up lead over Pipsqueak. TRV taking the moment to run it. Trusting the blockers to hold Pipsqueak back. Kilbo with a big hit out the front there. Spider picking up some points there and calling it off.
To Kilbo's credit, checking, giving a thumbs up to the
Pipsqueak.
Yeah, making sure they're okay.
And for the first time on the channel line, I believe we have a whammy for TRV. And we've got track maintenance, one in the ref lane and one on the inside.
We've got Whammy jamming for TRV and Smack and Cheese jamming for the Firetails, and as Judy Bench pointed out, this is the first time I've seen Whammy up to jam for TRV. Smack and Cheese picking up lead. Kilbo and the other TRV blockers out there like, no, we will stop that. Not forcing Smack and Cheese to call that one off after picking up 3 points. Putting Firetails on 49. TRV unable to pick up points in that jam, but they're sitting on 54. And we have Cyclo in the white, jamming once again for TRV. And I believe that is Spider in the blue, jamming for Firetails. Cyclo calling that one off, picking up the points, but also not before Firetails, getting those hips past at least one jammer, one blocker out there, picking up 1 point in the process. Still a tight game, 56.
Still a very tight
50.
game.
I know that is 6 points. I second guess myself then. It's like, yes, that is 6 points in it.
TRV with a very slight blocker advantage out there. As Spider is forcing their way out at the front there, up against Bunyan and Jack Spite. Spider picking up lead for TRV. Furious D stuck in the pack.
And a bit of a busy penalty box happening.
And once again, we've had a return to track there. Kick with the last blocker, holding back Fury's D.
Oh, it's so good to see Kick joining TRV, yes, all the way from Adelaide at the moment.
I do love getting to see Kick play for TRV. They just have that whole, I just love Derby, I just love being here.
Yeah.
We have Bella Bomber trying to hold back Spider Monkey. Spider's putting up some more points.
Yeah, this is looking like a good jam for TRV.
Unfortunate timing there from Furious Day, I should say, hitting the ground, allowing TRV to reform. And with Powers the only blocker out there, being held back.
I mean, you know, I know
making it very difficult. However, Powers still managing to slow down Spider Monkey. Might not be able to catch him fully, but they're slowing them down a little bit. And sometimes that's all that matters.
But props to you, Power Ranger, for being holding the fort out there.
Yeah. And that was fantastic from Furious D, not having the blockers out there to help them out. They fought their way through beautifully and kept at it. You know, and sometimes that's what you need. You just need to keep pushing at it, even if you're not getting very far.
And yeah, that was a 20-point jam for TRV. Nice work. Getting them on 76.
Currently it is an official timeout. So teams are having a chance to have a little huddle on track.
And we have a dazzle in the middle.
Well, we definitely have a dazzle. I feel like that was a bit of just double checking all the I's had been crossed and all the T's had been dotted. Again, TRV with a blocker advantage out there. However, Smack and Cheese has been a very formidable Jammer working their way through a pack very strongly. However, Honeybee has picked up lead. Smack and Cheese coming around quickly though on their initial. Honeybee having none of that and calling it off. Honeybee picked up all 4 points. And with that fast call off, they're allowing Cyclo to go up against 2 blockers instead of having all 4 out there against them. Pipsqueak lining up for Firetails. And I believe that is Cyclo now on a power jam. Couple of people hitting the ground there, including Cyclo. Cyclo going, nope, I'm going to call it now. Save some time from having to stand back up. We are waiting for the rolling whistle, but I believe it is almost intermission. However, I have noticed that there's a little bit going on in the middle, so we'll wait and see what happens from this. And I think that this will delay the rolling whistle. Commentator curse again. As soon as I said that, Buster with the rolling whistle. So we'll be back in about 14 minutes. good news for the people who are still here. Bake sale. We are down to $1 for every item. So if you haven't gotten a snack in yet, go get one. We are 30 seconds away from the start of the second half, so everyone's just getting back into position, getting ready. So we left off the half with TRV picking up 8 points to take the score 88-50 and calling it off and on. I just need to say taxi for Corey. Doing that forward with style over on the sideline. Always be careful when skating backwards over a rope. Maureen showing off and just doing a little hop, skip and jump over it as she skated backwards. So as we left it off, TRV is on a power jam start for this half.
That is a great way to start a half a derby.
And who do you send out to take a power jam at the start of a half? You send out a spider to face a spider. Picking up lead, picking up points. Spider for Firetails is still stuck in the pack. I do believe a star pass has now been done, and we have a Jack Spite with the star in hand. In the meantime, Spider Monkey is back in the pack, working on picking up some more points and building that lead.
The youth, where do they get their energy? Where do they hide their batteries? I want them.
Jack saw some daylight, and with that, Kilbo Baggins. Kilbo is having fun out there as a blocker this time round. Has, during halftime, mentioned has been missing blocking, so he is enjoying doing that for TRV at the moment. We've got Spider working on the tripod of Firetails at the top.
That is both teams doing some amazing blocking.
That tripod at the top that is holding onto Spider Monkey, we have Beetlejuice, Disgrace and Pow.
Spider Monkey.
And doing absolutely phenomenal work against Jack Spite was kick, Kilbo, and it was 2-2-2. Whammy.
Track repair time. Like we need some track repair music.
Track maintenance, so there will be a slight delay here. And lining up now, we have Furious D up against Honeybee. Watto trying to help out Furious D with some offense, trying to pull Kilbo Baggins off as brace. And at the back, we've got Honey up against Bellabomber. Furious D picking up lead. And a star pass there from Honeybee to Kilbo Baggins. Calling it off before Kilbo could hit the pack to earn some points. unfortunately sacrificing one blocker to the penalty box to do so. We have Cyclo up against Smack and Cheese.
I do like that name, Smack and Cheese. It's fun. It's fun, it's food related, it's cool.
And we have a very, very strong pack out there up against Cyclo, buying Smack and Cheese all the time they could have. Smackaron, Bella Bomber and Pepper Vendetta holding the fort down for the Firetails, allowing Smack and Cheese to get through 4 points, barely being touched.
Ooh, it's the Jammer 3s. The spiders.
The spiders.
The spiders.
Who's
the spiders? I found one in the bathroom. At half time. I was like, okay.
Spider Monkey getting out for lead. But Spider out on their initial. I'm having to remind myself to actually specify Spider Monkey when it's the two of them out there, so we know who's who. Spider Monkey picking up 4 points, calling it off. Score now is 112 to 57 with TRV in front. And we have about 24 minutes to go in this game.
And to go in the day. The day, and the day.
And the day.
That'll be our semi-finals round of Statewide Stampede done.
I just noticed there was a few twos out there as well. The Smackaron and Whammy. Smackaron guesting for the Firetails today. Furious D trying hard to get out the front there. However, Honeybee picking up the lead before Furious D could get through. Couple of penalties being called there. Furious D getting called for a cut track. And I did not see what Smackaron got called for. Honeybee taking the moment to call it off there after picking up 3 points. Allowing everyone to reset, change it up, and allow Cyclo to head on out to try and take advantage of the rest of this power jam.
Cyclo having to work for it this time.
Firetails taking a moment to switch packs around to ensure it was a strong pack out there.
Yeah, the strategy when you're starting the powerless jam for your team.
Considering the skills and experience of their bench crew, they're very quick at making those kinds of decisions to try and benefit the team. We have had a star pass to a Smack and Cheese.
Cyclo calling that one off.
Protecting the points, protecting the lead.
Yep. as well like to call some smart derby.
Good awareness,
Mm-hmm.
both from the bench and the jammer.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing what needs to be done to tighten the rope, get that score building. We have the spiders out there again. Spider for the Firetails out with lead. Spider Monkey stuck trying to get past Pepper Vendetta and is now on their initial. They'll be trying to minimise how many points get picked up here by being very, very quick to hit back into the pack.
Nice work by Spider Monkey there,
Managing to pick up some points.
despite not being lead.
So they actually outscored the Firetails with that one. Spider Monkey picking up 3, Spider picking up 1. And we have Maple Madness for their first jam for TRV. And official timeout is happening as we have more track maintenance, allowing everyone to go and dot I's, cross T's, or as I said earlier, dot T's, cross I's.
That works. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. Then again, I do actually really love commentating, so, and I get to watch this game that has plenty of people that I have benched in the past playing, so it's always good to see how people are going out there.
It's seriously the best view in the house, really.
Yeah.
Commentating desk.
So Furious D has 1 to beat. Kilbo trying very hard to make that 2 to beat. Pack has extended quite a bit, but that has allowed for all of TRV to get back to the front. And it's also allowed Maple Madness to pick up lead in their first jam. First jam is jammer, I will specify. I do believe Furious D is still on initial. Maple Madness picking up 4 points there. And is now on a power jam with Furious D's. It's going back to the penalty box. Maple Madness trying their hardest to make sure that they got 4 points before they called it off, even though the bench crew were saying call, call, call. And we have campaign calling an official review for the Firetails, so I'll go in and listen to what's going on. Frank trying to get everyone back into position as the official review confused everyone because it was actually a timeout.
Sneaky, sneaky. But also totally legal.
Oh yeah, totally legal.
Yeah.
I believe the campaign just needed to double check some stuff with the head ref. We have Cyclo out there. Did have a slight power jam start, however Furious D is already back on track and having done a star pass, so I believe that is Spider out there now with star in hand. I will also apologise for the cough that came through the mics just before.
I enjoy watching the way that Cyclo jams, especially from this amazing view, and just being, no, you, oh, this way, you that way, okay, I'm through.
Up against Bella as the last blocker. I do believe that it is a power jam, so again, Sugar taking the option to ice the jammer in the penalty box to maximise the amount of time that the fresher jammer gets out there. Strategy. I kind of feel like when we do the strategy, it's the ASMR component of our stream. And again, if you've already used the Cyclo and got a power jam given to you, who do you send out to take said power jam but the Spider Monkey? Which means we are actually going to have a Spider versus Spider jam, because it is Spider who is the jammer currently serving the penalty. Spider Monkey with lead. Going up against, that looks like Smack and Cheese. And is it, I believe that's Disgrace out there as 1, 2, 3, 4. A couple of whistles were going, so we're seeing Firetail going to the penalty box. Spider out on their initial, while Spider Monkey is following the gap through to pick up some points. Calling it off.
Not before checking, looking over to the bench and be like, yes, that's what we're doing. Love it.
No, there was actual strategy to that as well.
Yeah.
There was a late coming through, so... And I believe that is...
New jammer?
Oh, we've got Beetlejuice out there.
New jammer.
I'm going to be very excited with this one because I adore Beetlejuice. one of my up-and-comers when I was at the Firetails, so... Phenomenal when they get out there. Honeybee picking up lead though, but Beetle managing to get through on their initial, and he's coming in fast. So, forcing the call off. And sometimes that is more important than picking up lead. If you can force a call off without all the points going up, it's a good job. So that was a 2-0 jam. TRV on 148 to Firetails 60.
Got Cyclo jamming again in the white for TRV. Love to see it. believe that is the blue spider jamming for the Firetails.
I feel like Cyclo is finally going, the day is getting to me now. There's a bit less speed than normal, but still going, still powering through.
Absolutely.
Pulling the jam off, but not before points got picked up there by, I believe that was Spider for Firetails. So that was an 8-4 jam. Slender, get back into position. It's no time to eat. We have Spider Monkey up against Furious D. Good track awareness there from a couple of the TRV skaters holding the bridge, making sure that they took full advantage of where they could draw themselves out to in the engagement zone, which gave time for Spider Monkey to pick up the lead. Several people hitting the ground there. That looked like it was Spider Monkey as jammer and Watto as done Firetails. Pivot, unfortunately, having a little bit of a collision. Penalty being picked up by TRV. Furious D trying very hard to get past.
Yeah, we got some TRV veterans out there with Kick and Mayhem.
Kick is doing everything they can to just hold on, keep the time going as long as possible in their advantage. Furious D, though, did not give up and has gotten out.
Also, those Firetails blockers are making it not easy for Spider Monkey.
The years of derby knowledge out there.
True.
Like, I don't know much about Bunyan, but Watto, Pepper Vendetta, and Jack Spite, the years of derby knowledge out there from those three is absolutely phenomenal. Having an official timeout at the moment.
Time for a score check. 7-point jam for the TRV, putting them on 163 points. And a 1-point jam for the Firetails, putting them on 65.
Official timeout over. We now have Smack and Cheese up against Honeybee. We're having a good chat on the line while waiting for the jam to start. I always, like, that's one of the things about derby. Just it's all fun and games until the whistle goes and then game on. Smack and Cheese picking up lead there. Smack on heading to the penalty box to join, I believe, Jack Spite. Star pass has occurred. Kilbo Baggins with the star. And I think Cow Crusher is in the penalty box for TRV. Kilbo picking up points. Power jam to Kilbo now as a cut track has been called on Smack and Cheese. Kilbo putting up 4 points there beautifully.
So lead has been lost. This jam will go for its natural 2 minutes.
Blockers are all back out on track.
As I said, that was really good awareness from the jammer and the pivot, so from Honeybee and from Kilbo. Just being, lead is gone. Bit stuck. I'll pass that over. It was very smooth.
Kilbo going up against, that looks like Bella and Smackaron. Let's face it, I wouldn't want to go up against those two if they were the last two people that you had to go up against. Skaters all being nice and safe as that jam came to its conclusion.
So we have Cyclo again jamming for TRV. Love to see it. And Kick, a bit of a recycle on Smack and Cheese, the blue jammer for the Firetails. Smack and Cheese calling that one off. Just stopping TRV from picking up any points after Cyclo has also great awareness and making the choice to star past that.
A little bit of conversation going on with the alt ref and one of the jammer refs and OPRs. I do think it was more a, give me food please, I'm hungry, it's a long day, I need energy. We have Beetlejuice out there again for the Diamond Firetails, pushing their way up to the front. We've got lots of bridging happening, Spider Monkey being trapped behind Jack Spite. Watto trying to hit Spider Monkey out. Spider Monkey just speeding Beetlejuice out for lead. Okay, this is where my little bit of pride's coming in. Beetlejuice managing to pick up 2 points there to 0 for Spider Monkey. Absolutely loving that Beetlejuice is having a shot at jamming. And now to go back to my professionalism. We have Furious D up against Honeybee. Smackaron with a last second hit out, stopping Honeybee from picking up lead and then drawing them back. Trying to buy as much time as possible for Furious D to get through. Penalty has been assigned to Honeybee, allowing Furious D to go unopposed for the next 30 seconds or so. However, that does not mean unopposed in terms of blockers, with Mayhem doing all that they can to hold him. But Furious D getting through, picking up lead. I will say the blockers from both teams have been giving their all to make it as difficult as possible for the jammers. Furious D picking up 4 points, calling it off, leaving Honeybee in the penalty box. Firetails calling a timeout there. A little bit of a breather, a little bit of a chat. Work on some strategies. Strategy. Giving our Dazzle a chance to be Dazzleicious in the middle. We have 3.5 minutes left. Team Regional Victoria on 179. Diamond Firetails on 85. We have seen some of the most hard blocking tripods to get through for the jammers. Again, it's a case, as we said earlier, everything is being left out there. Everyone is trying their best. And it is a fantastic derby to watch. Firetails have sent Spider out for the Power Jam start. Going from Honeybee's position, we're looking at a roughly 10-second Power Jam start here. Whistles have been blown. Skaters have been released. Honeybee from the penalty box picking up lead. That was a 0-0 jam. We now have Spider up against Cyclo. 2.5 minutes left. Cyclo on the outside, picking up lead. Again, energy, where does she get it from? Working her way through the pack. Last person to beat, last two people to beat, I should say, is Pow and Pepper Vendetta. Picking up 4 points there. Spider still in the pack. We have had a star pass to Smackaron. Now, I don't recall seeing Smackaron jam recently, so this is a little bit of a novelty.
It is.
I'm not saying that they are not a jammer, I'm just saying I haven't seen them jam recently.
It's very, very exciting. Alas, that was stopped, and we will not see Smackaron get any points.
However, other people went, I still feel that this is a threat, I'm calling it here.
Absolutely.
TRV picking up 6 points in that jam. taking the lead to 100 points currently. We now have Spider Monkey up against Beetledukes. I was about to say that's the battle of the bugs, but no, arachnids are not the same as beetles. I would get yelled out if I did do that.
I get it.
Battle of the creepy crawlies. The Spider Monkey picking up lead. And this is looking like it will be the final jam. I can see TRV standing up against the line. Now, we did do a little bit of fact checking earlier, and thank you very much to Beardcasts for this. This is TRV's second win at Statewide Stampede.
Correct.
Their first win was back in 2019. And here's the weird, spooky coincidence bit. The team that they beat in 2019 was Diamond Valley.
It was. And
So for the second time, TRV has beaten Diamond Valley. And congratulations to them for their second victory at Statewide Stampede.
Well
That
done.
was a very, very hard-fought game from both teams. And for the long-term TRV people, I am so excited that you have had this opportunity today.
Absolutely. You remember Team Regional Victoria spans a great distance. We have Warrnambool, we have Gippsland Lakes, we have Mildura. It's, amazing for a team that's not get to train together.
To see
Fantastic.
this, it's just, incredible.
Yeah, Muskets. Well done, everybody.
So, final scores there. Team Regional Victoria, the Rolling Matildas, 193, defeating Diamond Firetails, 85. And after such a long day, I'm going to sign out here and get ready for the drive home. I've been Judy Bench.
And I've been Scarticus.
You have an even longer drive home.
Doing it tomorrow.
Smart. Thank you once again, Beardcast, for your live stream. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And we'll catch you at the grand final.
October 25 in Geelong.
Exactly. Catch you then.